Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie. We have to do a little bit of work, not very much, before we get into the next level, which is going to be a very good definition or demonstration of how colour palettes and music can really affect the way a world looks and it makes you feel. We're going to Clanker's Cavern today, and we're going to compare it to Treasure Trove Cove. If you want to place all your pieces into the picture, just press Z. By the way, it's supposed to be Z because we're British. There we go, the puzzle is complete. And we enter Clanker's Cavern soon enough. You will notice that the atmosphere is very metallic and dingy. It's all greys and browns compared to the bright and cheerful and yellow and sandy and summery Treasure Trove Cove. You've got a very nice beach level up against this rough, very metallic area. It feels stark and foreboding. All those grimy pipes. It's just something so different, and it's a good example of the way the music can work because it's all set into a minor key, which is a noted difference from the first two worlds. With most of the music in this game being in a major key, it really adds a difference. Now, there's something I didn't know about for quite some time. If you go up here, a Mumbo token is ours. I genuinely didn't realize that was there. I think it might have been watching some videos by Josh Jepson that actually helped me find that was there. And if there's anyone who knows Banjo-Kazooie, it's Josh, so my gratitude. And we've got some banter from Grunty, and I need to go and get a notebook for Brentilda. Okay, sorry about that. Worst parts of actually having things stored all over the place when you accidentally wind up knocking something else over, trying to get the article you're after. We do need to come over here, by the way, because once we hit that, this will open, and I'll actually take you through there after we've completed Clanker's Cavern. Can't spoil everything. But yeah, one of the options for the name of Gruntilda's pet dog is Big Knacker. And given that we know what your knackers are, let's just listen for a little bit.
Welcome.
So there we go. Notice how the music just doesn't quite sound as friendly. That minor key is part of it. The way the level is designed with all these metallic plates, it's got very earthy colours, and the greens are designed in such a way that they feel unnatural and out of place. The way everything is structured makes it very clear that this dank, dingy sewer is much more foreboding, and the game is stepping up a little bit. It's getting a lot more dangerous. And, I mean, even the water doesn't quite look right. You have to get used to swimming. So you go down here through the only pathway you have. You come through this tunnel, wondering what's next. And then your 6-year-old self or whatever comes up against this. There is this gigantic shark-like creature. Just look. I mean, Clanker's friendly, but can you imagine coming through being confronted by this? I don't quite remember what my reaction was when I was a kid, but it's going to put you off. It's designed in such a way that you don't see it. You don't see Clanker until you're pretty much right at the end of the pipe, and then you get that massive maw of his just opening, able to swallow you whole and not notice. It's gonna put you off. There's a lot about this level that really ramps everything up and says, things are getting more challenging now. You've really got to have a good command of your skills. Oh yeah, those grill chompers, they wind up doing 2 honeycombs worth of damage. I nearly said 2 hearts, by the way. See, this bit, you have to be very skilled at the feathery flap to make your way through this little section and wind up getting the note that is all the way out here. You can get an extra life if you're doing well. But yeah, you've got height. You've got deep water, and I mean deep water. It's going to get a lot more dire, but I'm going to sweep the perimeter, do what I can there, and then go through. But you see just how well this is a mood change from everything in Treasure Trove Cove and Mumbo's Mountain. It's the aesthetics. It's the way it's designed. It's the music helping out as well. Everything else is just, it's that little bit more menacing. It's not truly horrifying perhaps when you're older, but it's still going to get you when you're a kid. And this unnaturally green pathway at least implies that there's some sort of toxic waste in here. The snippet mutants are our boss fight, but they are absolutely no different from regular snippets, which is a bit of a letdown. There's just several. Oh, it's coming at me. I didn't get a good look at it. So, take out 4 of those. And, yeah. There we go. A jigsaw. Along with what is going to be one of the most diabolically hidden items in the game, shortly enough, and a jiggy that always challenged me and my brother when we were kids. So, we've got our first jiggy. We don't exactly know why there's radioactive waste or whatever caused them to mutate, but it's very clear that this room is not nice. Again, this is sort of designed to tell you something's not quite right. That sickly glow that we associate, whether accurate or not, with radioactivity. Now, the other thing. One of the big tests, and something that always threw me off a bit as a kid because it was fairly challenging. You have to have good command of your swimming for this. Treasure Trove Cove, you don't really have a lot of work swimming prior to this. And by the way, you can hold R to turn sharper, and that makes this a lot easier. But you're essentially swimming through a long pipe with no way to come up for air. You can get thrown off by the camera on the way back and the fact you're turning in slightly different directions to what you think. That's the thing, I know what I'm doing now. But at the time, when I was younger, my brother and I had a lot of trouble with that. Also, over here, you want to know how dickish Rare could be with some of its challenges, even just finding things? Let's go under here for a little bit. How were you expected to know that was there? That's a bit rough. Blast it. Where off the top of my head is the other empty honeycomb? We've still got a couple more things we can grab around here. I think there's a Mumbo token over here. Ah, yeah, no, I remember where the other empty honeycomb is, but we need to raise Clanker. You can get some things around the edge of the level, just swimming around, but you will need to raise Clanker for most of it. And that, in itself, is an ordeal. It would probably be fair to say that if you didn't have some sort of fear of deep water, you are going to have it after you've dealt with Clanker. And it's not even Clanker's fault. The poor sod's been stuck down here, used as a garbage grinder by Gruntilda. I mean, he kind of seems like mostly a shark, but he's got the blowhole of a whale for some reason. He's alive, and it certainly appears that at one point he was a biological organism. His innards, yes, you do go inside Clanker, are mostly flesh. The exterior is mostly metal, and you're just wondering, what on earth did Gruntilda do? We do have some notes in a long pipe we can get. So I'll grab those. It's over here. But yeah, you don't have to do a lot of swimming for a while. But this really is the level that says, have you got a good grip on swimming? If you don't, you are in so much trouble. Let's surface and get ready for the big moment. The part that makes you realise that Rare could do plenty of subtly, or even obviously, terrifying things. Let's dive underneath Clanker at the wrong spot. I'll reset my air because this is pretty tricky. And we will head down into the anchor pit where Clanker's chain is fastened. And just listen to the music. Yeah, that's not exactly friendly, and you have to stay down here until you've collected everything and you've wound up swimming through that chain 3 times. It's daunting. Thankfully, Gloop is on hand to help you out. But just how dangerous it is, and the omnipresent threat of drowning going through here. It's... To say it's not pleasant is an understatement. Better get that. Oh, I'm fighting the camera a little bit here. Bring it back down. Second time. Do I have any notes? No, I got them all. That's good. Sir, I require one of your finest air, please. Good. Last time. We've completed the main objective, but like you can see just how much skill this requires. This, I can only imagine this would have been tough. And like, Clanker's very friendly and just needs some help, but this level really, really ramps up the daunting aspects. Like, there is an actual horror-themed level in this game, and Mad Monster Mansion manages to hardly be scary in comparison to this. In comparison to everything you have to do to navigate Clanker's Cavern. It's quite something. It's still really well designed though. Kind of a jolly level in its own way. The music is not obviously sinister. It's a minor key, but it's not obviously sinister, and it's still a lot of fun. But of course, I've got a lot of experience, so some of the worst parts of it, I've pushed my way through. I know from experience. But just when you're a kid, how... Whoops, hang on, did that... See, and the control stick sensitivity... I'm going to have to hold the R button to keep the camera centered behind me. Okay, toothache this side gone. Clanker swallowed reward. So yeah, somehow it's watertight in here. Don't ask how. But yeah, you are now inside Clanker, and as you can see, despite the mechanical parts, there's a fair bit that's actually organic. There's a Mumbo token in here, so if we shoot down the other tooth, we'll get that Mumbo token. I shall proceed to do so. That worked surprisingly well. So, Mumbo token. Might as well do what we need to do inside Clanker. The music probably doesn't help. We've got crabs. Yes, Clanker apparently has crabs. We've got tentacles. And we've got rings. Apparently Clanker ate a copy of Superman 64. But you look at this, despite all the metalwork, it's still obviously organic in here. What happened to Clanker? Just, it kind of, in a way, it almost helps subtly hit home just what sort of menace we're dealing with. Just what sort of an unpleasant person Gruntilda is, that she was apparently powerful enough and mean enough to do something like this. Okay, so I don't think we can get over there just yet. Yeah, we can't do anything about that just yet. So we are going to have to swim or jump, swim, whatever, through the rings. With 48 seconds to do it. This one, I'm pretty sure you have to use the flat flip. Get our targeting right. Go over here, and I wobble a little bit. Oh, camera. That was not friendly. One more. Yeah, it... You remember the level design, that much is for certain. It's all very distinct. Like, it's a real advantage of these levels that they have such incredible design. You get it right. You just have to jump from a little bit back. Now, there's something else we can grab in here. We'll go grab the Jinjo around here. But you might be wondering what we have to do with those gold feathers. Yep. We're going to learn how to use them very soon. Once I've gone and rescued this Jinjo and got out of this little pit. Fortunately, once we're almost done with the inside of Clanker. But yeah, I can't blame people for being utterly terrified by this. Admittedly, the next few levels are much calmer. But it's just mind-blowing. But it's at the same time, I love the level design. The way the levels look, the feelings they evoke, something really spectacular. And just the way they can shift the mood so easily is really, really good. Now, you can make it through here, but I think it's better if we get our move, because otherwise Bottles will have nothing to do. Also, how the hell did he tunnel through here? How the hell did he tunnel through water and through metal? I'm a magic mole, don't ask how I did it. Anyway, this move uses Biko's wings as a shield against the bad guys. Cool. Does it make me invulnerable? Sure does. Hold Z and press the right C button. Keep Z held. And use the control stick to move around. Use it wisely, though, as this move requires gold feathers and you can only carry 10 of them. Here, take these 5 valuable gold feathers and don't pawn them. Well, you've learned all one of my new moves for this world. The rest is up to you. Good luck. Don't die. And... inch forward. There we go. We can charge on ahead. Completely invincible. Won't save us from drowning, though. There we go. One more thing to do inside Clanker, by the way, but we don't have to worry about a lot right now. We can swim on out. Now, it's worth remembering, because this actually pops up as a quiz question. I believe, let's see. There are 5 ways to get inside Clanker. You've seen the teeth. There are the gills. And most importantly, there's the blowhole. So we want to head up here and move very carefully and very slowly. I mean, falling off at least isn't painful. We just hit the water and, like most video games, soft water is in effect. But it's just annoying having to get back up here again. Keep in mind, there will be certain platforming sections where falling off is a very big problem. Once we get the Jiggy, we can happily fall off. And away we go. Don't land on... Try not to land on Clanker, that would have hurt. Okay. Up we go. And in we go. There is our witch switch, which just changes something in the lair. Now, these saw blades we can fairly easily make our way past with some careful timing, as soon as I said it. So I just muscled my way through and I got myself hurt, but we got a Jiggy out of it, so we've got 2 more. And there we are at the egg. There we are where we were before. So yeah, there is really a lot I love and have come to appreciate about this game. I mean, there's a reason it stands up. The way it's just all so neatly contained. The fact the levels do have their own distinct aesthetic and are easy to traverse, you can easily see where you're going, it's probably a big advantage of the game. Because Banjo-Tooie is it's almost a bit too big for its own good sometimes, but even in Clanker's Cavern, navigation is pretty simple because you know where you're going. You've got this central hub. It's small, it's not necessarily aesthetically pleasing. And I fell off the tail. But it's still fairly easy to get around in because you know what you're doing, you know where you're going. And if you get lost, you can very easily get back to the central room. I've seen it described as a hub and spoke system on various videos, and that really makes sense. It's set up so that there are easily distinguishable landmarks or central areas you can always go back to if you get a bit stuck. Made it. Now, you can attack this with a rat-a-tat-rap, or you can use eggs. So, 1 more, and that would be the last Jinjo. And our last notes on top of that. Hope I haven't missed too many. Keep running into the wall. Oh man, 9 notes from somewhere. There's some up there. I think I'm good to go. I hope I haven't messed this up. We can probably make this 1 episode again. What? Yeah, we're doing pretty well on time. Okay, so over here we've got a few more notes. And we can go over here for a Mumbo token. And fight the camera all the way. Now, be wary. That is actually slippery. So, we've made it safely. And we can get over to the other side of this, where our last notes, and crucially, our last Jinjo are. You hear that? That's what we need. Now, Talon Trot. And there we go. 1 extra lives above 9 don't show. And we will get our little dance obscured. Or maybe not. I think there are just eggs down there, but if we go over here... There we go, we have filled up another portion of the health meter. Okay, pretty good. Next time you see me, we will be outside Clanker's Cavern. I think I'll have to start splitting things up for now, but we're doing pretty well. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.